How are you doing?
There we go. I'm very, very well. That's a frightening face behind you.
I know. I thought it really captured you in the moment.
Mouth open, singing. That sounds like me.
I love your shirt, Massive Wagons. I know you're a big fan of them.
Right, man, yeah. We were good friends, actually. They were around here yesterday, shooting some stuff with us. Um, Gonna be releasing a video on their Patreon, which should be fun.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow, that's awesome.
go way back with the guys, but they're doing really well in the UK scene at the moment. They're like the
I know.
biggest
Yeah, I
underground band.
remember when their album came out and everyone was pushing it to get to number one, and I think
Yeah,
it
it
achieved number
got
one,
to
right?
number 9 in the chart, which is incredible for like an underground rock band in the UK. That's amazing. Yeah, they got to number 9, which is great. Really good.
That's fabulous. Yeah, well, I'm really excited to chat with you.
You too.
Been following you for a while, and I'm glad to finally connect and
I know
talk with
it's been
you.
a while. I keep forgetting like how we made contact. I think it was through No Compromise, the video. I
Yes,
pretty
yeah, I
remember.
think it was, yeah, I came across that in the new wave of classic rock
That's
group,
the one.
and
Absolutely.
I was like, wow, I love this song. And then I love the
We're
humor in the
re-releasing it
music
soon.
too.
Re-releasing it soon with a fresh new video. That's basically the same as the old one, so that should be
Yeah, I
exciting.
was just listening to the file you sent me, and it sounded like you re-recorded it.
Yeah, absolutely. We kind of like just really didn't like our old recordings, so we've gone back and like recorded a lot of our own material, no compromise included, and we're really re-releasing everything next year. Like it's going to be very exciting for us next year. Very, very. Can't wait.
Very cool. Yeah, you have to be like one of the hardest and most committed musicians I've come across in a while, and I
Well,
have
I
to say I
appreciate that.
admire your commitment to your craft and how much time and hours you spend every night. It's incredible.
Um, I was having this conversation with someone the other day. I think I tend to work about 70 or 80 hours a week,
Wow.
give or take. But then I will like fall asleep for 3 days afterwards, and kind
Well,
of catch
that's
up.
only human
But
nature.
yeah, I kind of do that thing where I just work until I'm exhausted and then I rest because I have to, not because I want to. But yeah, I never really stop. I'm just actually our bass players around at the moment, brand new bass player, which wrote our very first song together. So that was nice. But yeah, we're always doing something.
That's really cool. And is that your favorite guitar that you have right there?
Oh yeah, I feel like I need to have it. It's like my prop. It's the number one. It's my baby. It's in all the videos. It's not even that like exceptional of a guitar either. It's quite a cheap budget model Fender, but it's just this is mine.
Your little baby.
Go on now. Exactly.
Well, I want to talk a little bit about the trilogy of Excite the Light that you just
Yeah.
released. Of course, No Compromise is one of my favorites, but the title track, I like how it really kicks off with adrenaline, heaviness, very
Yeah.
fast guitars and drums.
We actually had we had a singer from the US actually sing on that. Will Shaw. He's in a few like European bands. He I followed his YouTube channel for years and years. He's quite like a prominent YouTube singer, and I just kind of messaged him like humbly when about 3 years ago, going, "Will you sing on my trilogy, please? I'd really like it." And I was like, "Yes." So he features on that particular track, which is great. I'll send you the video actually. We just got the video back for that song. I'll
Oh,
send it you
nice.
when this chat's over. But yeah, it's very, very over the top, shall we say. It matches the energy.
Can't wait to see it. And another
Yeah,
one that really stood out to me is Calm the Dark because it's 31 minutes long and I really love the sound of it
yeah.
too.
It's frightfully long. Um, it's actually kind of like a suite of music, so it's two separate songs, but they're like kind of divided into subsections, which sounds so stupid when you like kind of say it out loud, and it's like, why do that? But it makes sense to me in terms of the story and the way it flows. It feels like a more orchestral way of arranging, I guess, the way you
Yeah,
kind of separate it into a suite rather than just going, it's this song, this song, this song, and this song. Because to me, that would make it seem very long and overbearing if I did that. So, yeah.
that's really cool. And I mean, it must be a relief for you to finally release all the music.
Yeah, it's been a long while. We've been sitting on this material for a long while now, and we've kind of done like pledge campaigns to help finance it with our fans who've like pre-ordered it and got really early advance copies before any of the releases next year. So there's a bunch of people that do have the albums, but they're not officially out. So it's just these early adopters, I guess you can call it, and then we'll do an industry release next year where we do all the press and stuff and all that kind of malarkey, and do the videos and the adverts and all that exciting stuff, and see who wants to buy it and buy into us, and want to support us further to the next album. Yeah.
Exactly. And how is everything going in the UK in terms of coronavirus? Are there a lot of small shows happening, or all venues kind of shut down right now?
I'm sure it's the same over there. There's a lot of misinformation. There's a lot of political point scoring, and a lot of no one really getting the facts. As far as live music goes, we just had an announcement today from the government saying that pubs are still allowed to continue opening with socially distanced gigs. There's a few venues around the UK that are trying to do socially distanced kind of performances where they'll have seating areas and everyone's got to sit down and wear a mask, and the bars are like one-way systems and things like that. So there's people really trying to put on gigs, and they're very few and far between though. I myself have only really played a few gigs since lockdown. It's just not been feasible to do, really. A lot of artists are being really hit hard in the UK. There is no support for us financially. A lot of the venues are just being left to struggle without financial support. So it's getting really a bit tricky, and everyone's just hoping that they can return to some normality of work, because our government's kind of just saying that artists don't matter, and there's this thing going around that we're not viable and we need to retrain and get different jobs and all this kind of stuff. And so it's not great, but there's people surviving and trying to do things and trying to put up a fight and make sure that live music doesn't go anywhere, and I'm one of them.
Exactly, yeah. I actually walked by a local venue here in Boston, and they posted a sign on their door saying, if gyms and bars are allowed to reopen, why can't
Exactly.
the city find a way to have live music in a safe manner?
Just, same thing with schools and everything. We've had all the schools go back and everything, so there's kids congregating together in hundreds, but we can't have a live music venue with 50 people and playing a live rock show or something.
Mm-hmm.
Most of my income was from gigging. I had about 100 gigs that I was meant to play this year. They never happened. So I'm seeing a lot of my friends and a lot of artists and a lot of people in the industry really having to adapt and take things online. Patreon's been a massive thing for me, and I know a lot of other people. Just YouTube as well. A lot of people taking to YouTube, start putting out content there, and it's been very weird, but cool to see how people have adapted to it as well. A bit of ingenuity.
Exactly, yeah. I know artists have to find a new creative way to get their stuff out there, and I myself, I'm trying to find creative ways to help artists as well.
I was wondering, because obviously you go to the gigs and you interview the bands at the gigs. It's how are you adapting with it?
Well, I've been trying to brainstorm ways to help live stream, but I know Facebook was talking about stopping live streaming. I don't know if that's still happening or not, but
I'm not a fan of the whole live stream thing. I don't know, it's very soulless. It's not for me. I feel
like it's just even with the algorithm of Facebook,
you just can't get to see people, can you?
Exactly. So I don't know.
We have a page with 3,000 followers on. We've built up over time by gigging and people liking us and checking us out. And now I post the status on there, and I'm lucky if it gets 8 to 10 likes or anyone checking it out. And it's I can't even reach the people that follow us.
Exactly. Yeah, it's like we can't win.
Yeah, it's a relentless battle. So we kind of do everything through our fan group now, the private group, It's honestly the best way because it can directly hit everyone. But even now, they stopped sending notifications to people in groups now.
Oh, that's
So
weird.
even more, so it's like you'll put a post in a group and it'll only send it to certain people. So you'll have 400 people in a group and only 20 people will see it. So
That's
it's
ridiculous.
it's relentless.
Huh.
Yeah, they're always trying to put artists down. That's that's what Facebook's for.
Well, I also wanted to talk to you about Toto because I
Oh
saw
yes.
that you were going to start releasing Toto's covers.
Oh, you've just reminded me. I've got to do that today. So yeah.
Well, I
So
got
yeah,
here two of my favorite,
Hydra. Have you got
and
the vinyls, the reissues, or the originals? Those?
I think this one is actually an original. It says
Oh, they look pretty old. Yeah.
1982 on it,
Toto 4 is amazing.
and it
Of
has
course, the
some
classic.
random person's name on it, Harry Blasdell.
Who's that?
I think that might have been the original owner of this.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I thought I had the seventh one, but apparently I can't find it.
That's
So
an amazing album. I've got it. I could get my copy. I've got 2 copies on vinyl, actually.
nice. Well, lucky you. You're a
What
bigger
is it?
fan.
I've got so yeah, I'm a massive Toto fan. I don't know how it is in the US. I'm guessing they've got a bit of a different perception over there. But in the UK, they are pretty much considered a one-hit wonder.
The Africa band.
Band. Yeah. They're not considered a serious musical act over here. I don't know if that's any difference in the US.
Actually, yeah, the first time I went to a Toto concert a few years back. The crowd was pretty much silent until they heard the hit songs. Then they
Yeah, that was
started.
kind of the same when I saw them. Yeah, it was
As,
a weird crowd.
as soon as they played Rosanna, and then of
Yeah,
course they save Africa for last, so everyone
yeah,
stays. If they play
yeah,
Africa, in the beginning of the show, everyone will just leave.
yeah, absolutely. They
Everyone
did finish
stays
with
for
it when we
Africa.
saw them as well. Yeah, and Hold the Line, of course. Well,
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
the thing is, like, I'm like properly a massive Toto fan. I've got everything they've ever done, vinyl, CD, you name it. I adore them. I think they're one of the most criminally like unknown bands, like in terms of their musical output. I think they've got some incredibly proggy stuff at times, really heavy stuff at times. Great pop music, of course. Like they're just an amazing band. And so I decided yesterday that I was going to put up a new Toto song every day. No, I think people thought I was going to cover them. And I know you said that. I think everyone assumed I was going to do a Toto cover every day.
Oh, okay. No.
I'm just going to post a Toto song and do a bit of an explanation as to why I like that song.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah,
you're gonna
I
talk
know a
about.
couple of people thought that as well. But
No,
yeah,
I was
no.
like, I would be interested to see you cover some of their songs.
Yeah, I think I will at some point. We've kind of got this idea with Twisted Illusion that when gigs are able to be a thing, we're going to be doing 2 shows a year in the UK where we play a classic album in full live. Like so, we think we're starting with a Marillion album, but I really want to do Toto 4 at some point, and then do maybe a few other Toto songs at the end. But so I think I'm going to get to play them live at some point with Twisted Illusion. That'll be exciting. But I don't think I'll just put a random cover out because they're so distinctive in their own style. You
Yeah.
can't really do anything but copy what they did. I think I'm not sure how to approach a Toto cover really. That's how I think. I'm sure I will at some point, but I've had no motivation to do it yet. I don't know why.
Yeah, I mean, Steve Lukather, I didn't realize how many songs he actually played on. Like he was one of the biggest session musicians of the, 70s and 80s and
Oh yeah, absolutely. He's just done so much. It's like when obviously Eddie Van Halen passed recently. Very sad, amazing guitar player.
Mhm.
But a lot of people sharing about the Beatles solo, and people don't realize that Steve Lukather wrote the song, played all the riffs, did everything, and then Eddie swoops in and does the guitar solo. It's like Steve Lukather could have played a well better solo, in my opinion. I just love Steve Lukather. He's my favorite guitar player. I think he's such a cool person as well. He's so
He's got a
funny.
good sense of humor. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you see the video where he was like cranked up his amps to his neighbours?
Oh yeah, because his neighbor woke him up.
Good morning.
That was
great.
hilarious.
Yeah, but that's what I like about him. He's just so cool, and he doesn't ever think he's that good as well. He's always really like self-effacing and humble in interviews, which is apparently a likable characteristic. Yeah, but I love Steve Lukather.
Yeah, he was amazing. I also saw him in New York City. He was playing with one of his other bands,
But he does.
something Monkey. It's I know it has the word monkey in it. I'm totally
Oh really? I don't think I've seen him. No, I know he goes out with.
Toxic Monkey.
Is it?
Yeah, I
I've
think
not
they're
heard of him.
called
You'll have
Toxic
to link
Monkey.
me. So I know he goes out with Ringo Starr, doesn't he? In Ringo Starr's band.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I haven't seen him with that, but I've heard good things about
So do
him.
you get a lot of shows passed through Boston then? Is there like always, obviously before the pandemic, is it a good like hotspot for live music?
Where is it?
No, I'm saying is it a good hotspot for you there where you are?
Oh, in Boston?
Yeah.
Actually a lot of the venues have shut down recently, especially during COVID. It used to be a hotspot, back in the 90s, actually.
Yeah.
But in the past few years, so many venues have shut down. It's really sad. I feel like the city is just not really appreciating the arts in the way that.
Yeah. I mean, we're kind of quite lucky where we are. We're in Manchester, which is like it's an absolute hub of music and arts, and it's a very kind of like left wing city. Everyone's like about arts and culture and everything like that. So we get we've had some obviously massive bands come from us. The Stone Roses, Oasis, the Smiths, all that kind of stuff, and I'm from here, me, yeah. No, there's always been like a great musical culture to Manchester, so we're quite lucky that there's like hundreds of venues within a very small radius, and any night of the week you can go to, you can take your choice of 10 to 20 gigs. It's just crazy, from any genre, and I think it's something I took for granted and realised that over the period. Yeah, definitely won't take it for granted again.
Absolutely, yeah. It's crazy how much I think this whole coronavirus has made me realize how much I do take for granted. And, once things get back to normal, I'm going to be sure to
just
go
the
to
little
venues.
things it's just the little things like nipping out for a coffee or something.
Or just going to the park or something.
Yeah, just something really trivial. Yeah, it's that kind of loss of freedom almost. You don't feel like you should be doing things almost.
Exactly. But yeah, we do have some venues here. A lot of them are kind of larger.
Yeah, I was
catered to like 500 to thousands of people.
Big touring kind of venues.
Yeah.
It's where the money is. It's like our city's just invested in a £350 million arena.
Whoa.
In the pandemic, like that's a great, waste of money. No one can go to a game, but let's spend £350 million on an arena. And we already have an arena here as well. It's meant to be bigger than that. The arena we have in Manchester is the biggest one in Europe. And now they've built an even bigger one because it's just what we needed.
Are you near Wembley, or is that in a different part of England?
Oh, that's in London. That's south. Yeah, it's about 4 hours south of here. That's our capital. We're a bit further north, towards like we're kind of in the middle of England almost. Okay. Yeah.
I still have not been to England. It's still on my bucket list. So
you can do it all in about 8 hours. It's very small. Like it's daunting to me because I've never been to the US either, and the distances between like different states it seems unfathomable to me because we think like of going to the other side of the country, and that's 4 hours away, and that seems exhausting. Or like going to Scotland, that's 3 or 4 hours away. That's a long journey, and then like 3-4 hours away in the US will get you
just across the pond.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, it's a very small place. But Manchester, if you're a big music fan, Manchester is definitely the place to be. There's just so much going on. London can be great, but it's very like oversaturated. Everyone's trying to do something.
Like there's so many people in such a small city.
I think there's about how many? there's about 10 million people in London, I think.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's not a very big place by the scale of like New York or something. Um, yeah, so yeah, but have you got any plans to come to the UK at all?
Um, it was definitely on my list to do, but I think as soon as it's safe to travel, I might
Yeah.
make some plans to go there, check out the music scene, and
Oh yeah. Well, if you're ever over here, you're always welcome in
thank you.
Manchester. I'll show you around.
And likewise, when you come to the US,
You thinking I should just get an acoustic and just travel around and do some open mics all over the world? That'd be fun.
that would be,
I,
yeah.
I had friends who did that, and I was just like, that'd be great, but I can't imagine myself ever just jumping and doing it. I think I'd need someone else to like push me to do it and go, come on, do it, man, do it. I don't think I'd ever do
Surprisingly,
it. But
Austin, Texas, it's actually a rising city for music.
yeah, I've heard a lot. Yeah, yeah. They've got a lot of venues in Austin, haven't they?
Yeah, a lot of
Dallas. Well.
young musicians are heading that way instead of California.
I heard nothing but bad things about California. I had some contact with some manager guy out in California who was interested in Twisted Illusion. That didn't go too well.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah. I'll say no more about that. But yeah.
Yeah, probably a lot of shady people out there.
But we actually sell quite a decent amount of music in the US as well. It's very weird. Like we've still not, Kenny, we've not sold anything in Scotland yet, have we? Yeah, we've not sold anything in Scotland, but we've sold CDs in Canada, all over Europe, everywhere. We haven't sold a single CD in Scotland. Scottish people hate Twisted Illusion.
Really?
They're only over there.
It's weird. What do they listen to there?
I don't know, just folk music, I guess. I don't know.
They're sleeping on some good music. So what's aside from posting some more videos, are you still writing or kind of taking a break from that?
Oh, quite the opposite, actually. I don't know if you've seen, but I am actually recording one album every single month at home that I then upload to Bandcamp to tie in with them waiving their fees every month, which has been obviously cool for artists because Bandcamp have just gone, it's okay, we want to take a revenue share so you can have more money. So I've tried to tie it in with a release every month, and because I kind of ran out of live albums and ideas to sell, I just thought I'd write some music. And I've been writing an album and recording it every month for the last 3 months, and I'm going to try and do it for 6 months. And then at the end of those 6 months, I'm going to release a box set of all 6, as well as releasing the trilogy next year. I'm re-releasing our debut, and the acoustic versions of all the albums, and the bootlegs, and the live albums.
Wow, non-stop.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of have to be like to survive financially, like with Patreon and then doing that every month with Bandcamp. I'm just about, surviving, still earning a living. I refuse to go and get a job that I didn't need before the pandemic. I think that's insulting as hell. You know what I mean? I'm a working musician and I deserve to be, financially stable if I was before.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but yeah, it's all up in the air at the moment. So I'm just doing everything I can to survive, which is like just never stop working.
Yeah, I think that's the dream, is to be financially stable doing what you love and what makes you happy, rather than becoming a robot in the corporate world.
Yeah, I mean, obviously there's some people who have jobs that they really love and they enjoy a job they may necessarily not have dreamt of, but I just can't do anything other than music. I'm pretty useless and stupid beyond writing stupid and useless music. So, yeah, that's me, Matt, and the guitar. That's what I do.
For Twisted Illusion.
Yeah, I don't have anything else interesting to say or do in life. So if this doesn't work, I'm pretty fucked, so.
Well, you've written so many songs. Do you remember the very first song you ever wrote?
Yeah, it's terrible. It's awful.
Was it a love song?
Well, no, but it did have a horrific title that may make you think it was a love song. So, are you ready for this title? It's terrible. The first song I ever wrote was called "Blood Will Always Turn to Tears."
Blood will always turn to tears.
Yeah, how crap is that? How crap is that? Yeah, that was the
I'm kind of
first
curious
song.
how that goes. Sounds like a
Well,
sad song.
it was like a kind of screamy metalcore song, and the band was called Lost and Screaming. This is all true, by the way, guys. God damn it. I can't believe I wrote that. Yeah, I don't like any of my earlier stuff. You know, like some people, they'll write like the first songs and they'll be like, what's on their first album and stuff, but no, it took me a long time to get to the place where I was like, okay, that'll be good. And now I just stick any old stuff on an album and go, yeah, I'm a genius. Yeah, woo.
No, but I like that a lot of your lyrics talk about kind of real stories, you know.
Yeah. They're usually about me, most of my songs. I find it much easier to write about me because I'm self-obsessed and I just love myself. No, I'm joking, but I obviously everything goes through my filter, so it's always my perception of something. And if I am writing about someone else, it's what I think about someone else, or you know, it's rare I can like. I'm not good at empathy. I can't put myself in other people's shoes and go, what's it like to be Jane or David or Peter or Tiffany? I don't know. I can't do that. So it's always my songs are always kind of very self-centered. And if someone
Don't
gets
you have a
something out
song?
of that,
I think one was called like Apathy.
yeah,
Is
Apathy Killed the Artist.
yeah.
Yeah. Just about being like ignored. I hate people ignoring me. I'm like a petulant toddler. I just want people to listen to me. So that's what that song was about. It's like, please listen to me and my song, or I'll die. Yeah. Apathy killed the artist. That one. Yeah, that was it.
Very
Yeah.
cool. How long did it take you to build your studio?
Well, it was. We've got this home studio setup that I've got was just kind of a necessity because we were meant to be in the studio in April and we went into lockdown late March, so that completely destroyed my year's schedule, and I didn't have any real way of recording at home other than a tiny kind of little interface that I set up, just a guitar into it. I didn't have anything that fancy. But I needed to record and do these albums, otherwise everything would get pushed back. And obviously back then we didn't know what was going to happen. We didn't know whether the world was going to implode. So just made the decision to start investing the money from the Patreon, thanks to my patrons, and invested it into music gear and basically set up this little studio I have now. And yeah, that was it. We started recording from home remotely with our producer, and then I'd send him stuff and he'd make it sound nice and better and not as crap. And that's kind of the process we've been going through. And we've done 2 albums just like that now, kind of remotely, and it's worked out quite well. It's not the optimum way to record, but it can be done and it is feasible. So yeah, it was just born out of necessity, really. I'm glad I do have this now because it means I can create at home now, which I never could. So, you know, every cloud.
Has a silver lining.
Exactly.
And going back to guitars, do you have a Music Man Luke?
No, I want one, no. I saw one yesterday that had the Excite Part 3 artwork on it. Not the artwork, but the colour. It had, like, the pinky explosion, and I was
like, oh wow, I guess Steve's a fan of you.
But, yeah. I'd love one, but they're very, very overly expensive to get his actual models. They're like £2,500–3,000.
Yeah.
It's a lot of money to spend on one guitar. Like this guitar I'm holding now is like £400. I keep meaning to say quid, but I realise you might not know what a quid is.
I've heard the word, but I wouldn't be able to give a definition.
English pound. We usually say like 400 quid. This is £400. So it's quite a cheap instrument. But yeah, I don't think I'd ever spend anything like that on another guitar, especially someone else's guitar as well. But it is Steve Lukather. I would like one, but maybe one day.
Maybe he'll gift you one.
I know that'd be nice, wouldn't
if you ever cross paths.
it? Hey, Steve. Have you heard his new single, by the way?
I have, yeah. I saw the music video.
It's so happy in it. Run to Me. What a great song that was.
Yeah, I love his dancing in it.
Yeah, his proper dad dancing.
Definitely dad dancing.
Yeah. He's got a nice house, hasn't he, as well? Wow.
Yeah. And his son, Trev, is doing pretty well with his own band as well.
Yeah, he was. I remember seeing the video. He was like touting them around, trying to get them a record deal and all this stuff. I remember seeing them. Yeah, they're pretty good, actually. It was the other one. And Joseph Williams popped up in it, didn't he? He pops up from behind the sofa. Hey, Joseph Williams. I love Joseph Williams.
They're definitely like the cool dads.
I'd love Steve Lukather to be my dad, wouldn't you?
It would be pretty cool.
Can you hold my hand right? Oh, sorry. There we go.
Well, before we sign off, is there anything else that you want to mention?
Thank you for having me.
Of
Thank
course.
you.
It's a blast.
Do keep in touch. There's going to be all sorts from us next year and all sorts of things to share. We're doing a video for every single song on the trilogy. So there's just going to be endless content from TI next year. And it's going to be very exciting. Also, Greta Van Fleet are great, aren't they?
Yes, I
Yes.
saw that they just released a new song.
I loved it. Yeah. I just wanted to kind of get that in there, that I love Greta Van Fleet, and I'm sick to death of hearing people saying bad things about them. I love them.
Comparing them to Led Zeppelin.
Yes, I don't even hear it, to be honest. I'm a big Led Zeppelin fan, but I don't even hear the comparison. I really, genuinely do not hear it. I hear a fresh band, to be honest. I don't remember Robert Plant ever singing that well, to be honest. You know. Anyway, but yeah, let's leave it on Greta Van Fleet are great. Thanks for having me, and yeah, we'll catch up next year, and I'll send you some videos on Messenger in a second.
That'd be awesome. Yeah. Thanks so much for chatting with me, and hopefully one day we'll catch up in person. I'll see you guys play live.
That would be great.
That's the dream.
We'll do a US tour.
Well, thanks again, Matt, and
no
enjoy the
worries.
rest of your day. Well, evening, I should say.
Evening. Oh yeah. I'm gonna have some. Take care.
Take care. Bye.